Picture this. You're at home winding down after a long day. Maybe you're watching TV, checking your phone, or just enjoying a quiet evening. Then suddenly, boom! The lights flicker, and then everything goes black. Your room is swallowed by darkness. The familiar hum of your fridge vanishes. The Wi-Fi signal? Gone. Your home, once alive with modern conveniences, now feels like an empty void. This isn't just an inconvenience. It's a total blackout. And here's the hard truth. Most people aren't ready for what comes next. In just minutes, panic sets in. Food in the fridge starts warming up. The air gets colder or hotter, depending on the season. You instinctively reach for your phone, but then it hits you. How long will the battery last? What you do in these first few minutes will define everything. Act fast and you'll be in control. Make a mistake, or worse, do nothing. And you'll be caught unprepared, scrambling for resources, struggling to stay warm, and wondering when or if the power will come back. But here's the good news. You don't have to be that person. Stay with me, because I'm about to show you the 7 critical steps you must take immediately to stay safe, stay prepared, and take control of the situation. We're counting down from number 7 all the way to the most important step at number 1. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. 7. Protect your food. Don't let it go to waste. The moment the power cuts out, the countdown begins. Your food is on borrowed time and every single minute counts. But here's where most people make a huge mistake. They keep opening the fridge out of habit, letting precious cold air escape and accelerating the spoilage of everything inside. Do this instead. The golden rule is simple. Keep that fridge and freezer shut. Every time you crack the door open, warm air rushes in and you're shortening the lifespan of your food. If you don't open it at all, your refrigerator can hold a safe temperature for about 4 hours. Your freezer? If it's packed full, it can keep food frozen for up to 48 hours. Now it's time to prioritize. Start with the most vulnerable foods: milk, fresh meat, dairy. If it's perishable, eat it first. Then move to anything that's partially frozen but still safe to consume. Here's a simple hack. If you have frozen water bottles or ice packs, transfer them to the fridge. This extends the cooling time and helps regulate temperature longer. But let's talk about the real threat. If your freezer starts thawing, you're on a ticking clock. The only option is to cook that meat immediately. Once it's cooked, it buys you extra time before it spoils. And one critical mistake people make: wasting their generator power. If you have a generator, do not waste it on lights or charging your phone. Use it where it matters most, powering the freezer to keep your food supply intact for as long as possible. Now let's move to number 6, because having food means nothing if you can't cook it. 6. Figure out how you're going to cook. Your microwave is dead. Your electric stove is useless. And in just a few hours, you'll need a plan to prepare food before it spoils. If you have a gas stove, test if it works manually. Some models still ignite with a match. No gas? No problem. A propane or charcoal grill can be a lifesaver, but never use them indoors. A camping stove is another solid option. Compact, efficient, and built for emergencies. Got a wood stove or fireplace? You're in luck. This could be your best bet for both warmth and cooking. If the blackout drags on, start rationing canned foods that don't need cooking. You don't want to waste fuel on meals that are ready to eat. But food is just one part of survival. What happens if your water supply stops? That brings us to number 5. 5. Secure your water supply. At first, your taps might still work, but don't count on it. If water pumps lose power, the flow stops. And when that happens, it's too late to act. Fill every container you can. Pots, bottles, buckets, even your bathtub. That water could be the difference between staying hydrated or struggling to find a clean source later. If you rely on a well, assume the pump is dead. No electricity means no water, so use what you have wisely. If your supply runs low, purify what you can find. Boil it for at least 1 minute, or use purification tablets or unscented bleach, 8 drops per gallon. And if you don't have those, a life straw or Berkey filter is your best friend. Conserve what you have. Skip unnecessary showers. Wet wipes or a damp cloth will do the job. Now let's talk about something just as critical: light. Because without it, you're blind when night falls. 4. Light up your home the smart way. When the sun sets, darkness becomes your biggest enemy. No visibility means confusion, injuries, and rising panic. Without a plan, you're left stumbling in the dark. And that's when mistakes happen. Most people instinctively reach for candles, but that's a huge mistake. House fires skyrocket during blackouts because of unattended flames and accidental knockovers. Here's a safer plan. Headlamps keep your hands free. Battery-powered lanterns light up entire rooms. Solar garden lights? Bring them inside at night for a free, rechargeable source. And a hand-crank flashlight? Unlimited power, no batteries needed. Light isn't just about convenience. It's about control. With the right setup, you'll navigate safely and stay one step ahead. Now let's move to number 3, because when the grid goes down, communication becomes everything. 3. Stay informed. Communication is key. A blackout doesn't just mean no lights. It can mean no cell service, no internet, and no way to know what's happening. Without information, you're blind to the bigger picture, and that puts you at risk. Step 1. Protect your phone's battery. Switch to low power mode immediately. Every bit of battery counts. Text instead of calling. Texts use less power and are more likely to go through if networks are overloaded. Step 2. Have backup communication. A battery-powered or hand-crank radio is your best bet for emergency updates. If you have a CB or ham radio, you're already ahead of the game. These can operate when all other systems fail. Step 3. Check in with your neighbors. They might have crucial information you don't. A quick conversation could mean the difference between preparation and panic. Now, let's talk about security. Because if the lights are out, criminals know it too. 2. Lock down your security. A blackout isn't just dark for you. It's dark for everyone, including those looking to take advantage of the situation. When the lights go out, crime often goes up. People assume security systems are down, cameras aren't working, and homes are easier targets. First, lock down everything. Secure all doors and windows immediately. If you have security cameras, check if they have battery backup. Even a visible camera, working or not, can deter intruders. Next, control visibility. Use battery-powered motion sensor lights around entrances. They're a powerful deterrent because no one wants to be seen sneaking around in the dark. And don't make it obvious your house is empty. If you have to leave, keep things looking as normal as possible. Finally, strength in numbers. If it's safe, check in with neighbors. A united neighborhood is much harder to target than a single home standing alone in the dark. And now, the number 1 most important thing you must do during a blackout. 1. Stay warm or cool. Survival depends on it. In a prolonged blackout, your body temperature isn't just about comfort, it's about survival. When the power is out for hours or even days, your ability to regulate heat can mean the difference between staying safe or falling into a life-threatening situation. The human body can only handle extreme temperatures for so long before hypothermia or heat exhaustion sets in, and without power, you're on your own to fight against the elements. If it's winter, every bit of heat matters. The cold will seep into your home faster than you expect. And once the temperature drops, regaining warmth becomes an uphill battle. Layer up, hats, gloves, multiple shirts, thick socks, anything that traps body heat and keeps your core temperature stable. Stay in one insulated room and block off doorways with blankets, towels, or even furniture to prevent cold drafts from spreading. If you have a tent, setting it up indoors can create a smaller, heat-trapping space. Use hand warmers or hot water bottles inside your clothing to maintain warmth. And if you have a fireplace, a wood stove, or a safe heating source, use it strategically, but always ensure proper ventilation. If it's summer, the danger is just as real. Extreme heat can kill just as easily as extreme cold. And once the temperature indoors starts climbing, your body has to work harder to stay cool. Block sunlight using blackout curtains, thick blankets, or even aluminum foil over windows to reflect heat away. Open windows at night to create cross-ventilation, but seal them off once the sun rises. Stay low, heat rises, so the floor is the coolest place to rest. If you're desperate to cool down, a damp cloth on your neck, wrists, or forehead can help regulate body temperature. But the most critical factor? Water. Dehydration can take you down faster than you realize, so ration what you have and drink as much as necessary to keep your body functioning. Temperature control isn't optional, it's survival. Get it wrong and your body will pay the price. Get it right, and you'll outlast even the harshest conditions. The first 24 hours of a blackout will determine everything. Will you stay in control, or will you be caught off guard, scrambling for supplies, struggling in the dark, and making costly mistakes? Now you know exactly what to do. But here's the real question. If it happened right now, would you be ready? Because blackouts don't come with a warning. They hit fast, hard, and without mercy. The time to prepare is before the lights go out. Will you be the one in control, or the one regretting what you didn't do?